Yeah, it was mostly cold growing up in Sweden. It's a lovely place. It's very different from America, but I had a great childhood in general. I played a bunch of sports, and then I knew from an early age that I wanted to go to America and play golf. So that was kind of always in the back of my mind. This is the journey that I'm on. But I was in Sweden. I actually moved away from home when I was 15 to go to a golf. Kind of like a golf high school, and then I moved over here in 2011, so it's been here ever since. So a lot of people back home, when you do a bunch of sports, you kind of have your summer sports and your winter sports. So I grew up when I was 9. We moved close to a golf course, so then that was kind of my summer sports. I played a bit of soccer, did a bit of gymnastics, but a lot of people, I mean, come winter, you just put your clubs in the basement and you don't touch them anymore. So it was kind of one of those things that I could do with my family played. So I could play with my mom, my dad, and my brother. And then come winter, I put them away. Then I would go to the gym. I would do other things growing up. So it was a kind of a nice way to be outside, because golf for us is not really about going out, having a drink with your friends, riding in a golf cart. It's more, we always walk. We use our push carts. I mean, everybody does. So it's a form of exercise after work, pretty much. In golf, there was a lot of rivalry. My brother was the superstar growing up, so there was actually a tournament where you play two generation tournaments. I would play with my mom, and my dad and my brother would play, and then we would have a match. The two of us, which side would win, the girls or the boys. So that was always fun. But in the end of the day, it's probably the person that I enjoy practicing with the most, my brother. He doesn't play as much anymore, but when I go home, we always go out and practice together. So I'm the biggest supporter and also biggest rival. So I knew from an early stage that I wanted to go to America. I don't really know why I knew, but I just loved golf so much. I love the responsibility of golf. I love that path of the sport. And I also knew it was going to bring possibilities. If I'm good enough, I can get hopefully a free education. I can have all these steps that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. So I decided I needed, the golf school was kind of the first step back home in Sweden. So that was the highest level of golf education you can get. It's not IMG, but something similar to that. So I went there, and then I got the opportunities through the national team. I was good enough of a player to play some events for them. So we got sent over to America. The coaches watched us play here, and I mean, thanks to Title IX, I was able to get a really good scholarship. A lot of girls are going to have that opportunity, especially coming from overseas. It's tougher being a guy, especially playing golf and stuff. So I had a really good opportunity. Committed to LSU, played 4.5 years there, and then and then it kind of just like snowballed from there. I figured out quickly I'm pretty good at this. If I just stick to my plan, I can make this happen, and I did. Balance in my golf life is making sure that all the parts are working together. I see my life as a cake, and all this cake has pieces, and all these pieces identifies by certain things. Like it can be if my body's healthy, how my golf game is, how my relationships are, and just if all of these pieces, they don't have to be full completely, but if they're somewhat full, then I'm having balance in my life. If I have one piece that I know, okay, I'm injured, like my body one is really low, then I know if I put focus on that, if that means that it's in an imbalance for me. So then I have to put focus on that to get it to make sure it fits into other pieces. So I always kind of look at life in that sense. It's like, what is drawing my attention? Where am I lacking right now? And where do I have enough? Like, is there some part in my life that I don't have to spend as much time now? Oh, very much so. I think that's, as human beings, we're always doubting ourselves. Am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough? Do I have the right people around me? And I think it's a journey of trying to learn to understand your own ability, and also trusting that you got it. I mean, in golf and where I'm at now, everybody's good. Like, everybody's so good. We're the best of the best. So there's days when you're gonna doubt that. I saw a really good quote was Max Homa that said, "Every day you're that close to retirement or winning the Masters," and I think it's a really accurate description, even of life, but golf. I mean, in particular, because you think you go out and shoot 5 under, and you're like, okay, I got this, and I shoot 5 over the next day, and you're like, no, I don't. So it's a life that's so determined, like based on a score, and it's so easy to put your self-worth into a score. So I think it's learning how to separate those is huge, but I think that takes time and it takes experience. So you go through a journey like this with confidence and belief. I think the biggest advice I would want to give myself is work on patience. I don't like when people ask me, it's like, if you could go back, what would you change? I don't. I wouldn't change anything, because without all the experiences that I've had in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I really think that things have been hard during times, but without those lessons, I couldn't understand myself better, or get to know myself better, and make the improvements, call it that, to get to where I'm at. So I think I'm just really proud that she stayed in it, like that I was really committed to the journey and that I never gave up on myself. Because like we talked about belief, I think it's easy to give up on yourself. It's easy to start doubting the journey that you're on. But I was very consistent, but probably a little. I'm not a very patient person, so things could have been done yesterday. But I think overall, like, our experiences is what makes us human, and I think that's what really. That's where you learn and grow in life. Golf has given me so much joy and so much excitement over the years. In the end of the day, I don't really care if it's golf or not. I want to help create better people. I want to make people happier, be more comfortable with themselves, because I'm coming from a journey where I wasn't. So the more I can help with that, but I also know what joy golf spreads people and what a joy it's been for me. So it's kind of been merging those two together. It's been the perfect cocktail. Like, it's such a nice way of, it's such a challenging sport that you push to the limit every day, but it also shows your personality in life. So it's such a, you can learn so much about yourself in the sport of golf. So it's really just the perfect storm. The better you can be at golf and the better you can be as a person, I think it just goes hand in hand in life.